I do a lot of traveling because there's so many people and landscapes in the world that I missed out on when I was stuck in my addiction that I'm able to see and experience now. That's what I learned being young and sober, is it's not a boring death sentence or anything, you know, it's enjoyable. It really makes an enjoyable life. Just this summer, I was able to drive all over the country from California to Washington, D.C. and be part of the Unite to Face Addiction rally.
We as a nation can face a crisis that needs to be healed through empathy.
We all know someone who needs to have help in their addiction. If they can't speak for themselves, I challenge you to speak for them.
I'm able to see the rest of the world, and I think that there's so much out there, so many experiences, so many people to meet, and I think that's so cool. My name is Matt. I'm from Novi, Michigan. I was 14 when I had my first drink. I was 16 when I started using daily. I saw how drinking was in the family and on TV, and I was like, this is cool, that's what I want. You know, that'll make me feel better, that'll make me feel different. I knew I was gay since I was little, and I wasn't okay with it, and I kept it hidden, and I would mention it here and there, but I wasn't okay with it. I didn't talk about it. I wasn't good at asking for help, and I wasn't good at understanding what was going on with me or anything. I didn't know how to express my emotions, or even if I knew what I was feeling, I wouldn't know how to express it. At the very end of my addiction, I was living in this basement apartment. I was just so lonely and so miserable. I didn't know how else to live. I didn't know how, so sometimes I wouldn't leave the apartment, you know, I wouldn't leave the couch, I wouldn't leave my bed. Because that's all I knew how to do, you know, was be there and get high and get drunk. I have heard of treatment, and for some reason I knew that was the solution. I need to go to treatment, I need to go to rehab. I think when I first walked in the farm, I was terrified. I was like, who are these people? What have I gotten into? How am I going to be able to do this? I think one of the biggest things Dawn Farm taught me about addiction was that I couldn't do it alone. You know, I couldn't recover by myself. They force you to get out in the community. They force you to get numbers from other people that have some time in recovery, and get their numbers and call their numbers and use them as people who have recovered and have a solution, you know. That was very difficult for me to get numbers, to get people. I remember in the very beginning, one of the counselors sat with me and made me make phone calls. And something clicked in that moment that I was like, I have to start doing that. I have to do it with these people that have a way out. It got me to start opening up and learning about myself in a way that I hadn't before. I think coming out was so essential to my recovery because I had to be me. I had to be okay with being me. I had to be honest, because there's no way I could keep a secret, keep a lie, keep hidden, and grow in my sobriety, stay sober, you know, wearing a mask. And it was the same people in the recovery community that Dawn Farm connected me with that encouraged me to really be who I was, to be not ashamed anymore. The Unite to Face Addiction rally in DC was kind of about the same thing, about people in recovery not being ashamed of who they are.
And most importantly, I learned that recovery is about community.
Welcome to the moment that the silence around addiction ends.
I think it was about saying, we're here, we have a voice, and you know, we're important too. I think when I was in the rally, I was just in awe. I was like, look at all these people that have recovered and are willing to talk about it. And I think it was just a really cool experience to be around all those people at the same time and be like, wow. Looking back at that basement apartment and looking at where I am now and the places I've been I just didn't know if it was possible. I didn't think it would be able to be so many places and experience so many different things, and be able to get that life experience has been amazing for me.